Hello, I'm so sorry. It's been a crazy few months. I really do need to be better about getting on here after my infusions and updating. Um, I had my sixth infusion of my second round of treatment yesterday. Um, so, to quickly recap, I went through the first eight infusions in 2020. I had a flare up in March of 2021, and I restarted the second set of eight Tepezza infusions this year in May, and I just had my sixth infusion yesterday. Some of them have kind of been pushed back by like a week or so because of like exposure and COVID, so that's kind of affected the treatment plan a little bit. But I still have two more. Um, I had after my infusion yesterday, I just feel like I get this like pain in my left eye. It's hard to describe, but it's like behind my eye and it like lasts for a couple minutes. It's just real sharp and then it kind of mellows out. And that'll happen in both of my eyes on and off after an infusion for a few days, and then I don't deal with that again. So that's kind of interesting. Um, my contact and everything with Horizon has actually been really good. I'm a little uh, stressed because I still have two more infusions and my insurance changes on January 1st. So that's going to be a whole other process if they'll even approve it after I've been through the first three quarters of the treatment. I don't know if my insurance will pick up the tab on that. Luckily, my Tepezza rep was really great at the very beginning of all of this. When I gave them my insurance information, she signed me up for a program that helps cover the out of pocket expenses that are not covered by your insurance. So once the pharmacy bills your insurance, whatever the patient's responsibility is, or the out of pocket. So, for like, as a small example, my out of pocket maximum is like $1,500, and my um, deductible I think is only 500. So once those two were met, all of the expenses that added up to that were paid for by through this program with that Tepezza has to help with those out-of-pocket expenses. And without that, I really wouldn't have been able to do these treatments at all because it's very expensive. Even if it's covered, it still will cost hundreds, if not thousands of dollars out of pocket. And I really hate that because there are people that really could benefit from this medication, and it's so expensive they don't have access to it. On top of the fact they have to find some place to be able to go to get the medication and have to have someone do the IVs and sit with them and things like that. Like, it really bums me out that as many people that have this thyroid eye disease, there's just no options for care. There's no cure, and this is really the only treatment that is non-surgical. So I am trying my best to avoid having to get any shunts put in. Um, like, basically a shunt would be like putting in like a permanent drainage from my eyes into my into into my like digestive system to help all the excess spinal fluid get out of there and kind of just exit my body naturally instead of building up in my head. I want to avoid all of those surgeries if I can. The orbital decompression is another surgery that's pretty popular for helping people who have like severe proptosis or severe swelling in their eyes. And that with that, they go in and they actually cut out bone and fat tissue in the eye socket to kind of create more room so that when your eyes do swell, um, there there's room in there for all of that to handle it. Again, I'm my neuro ophthalmologist is really amazing, and We're still trying to avoid all of those options. Luckily, with this flare up, it wasn't as bad as it was the first time around, where my everything was super swollen and just blurry, and I almost went blind. So, with this flare up that I've had this year, it was mostly, it was just a lot of pressure and a lot of excess pressure on my optical nerve. It created a lot of uh, blurriness. Double vision was really bad. I got a new prescription for glasses with a prism value in it, and that has helped a lot, especially with like working on the computer or reading, driving, and stuff like that. So I'm grateful that I'm still able to function in that way. Um, just to kind of, so I still have, it's not nearly as bad as it was. As I mentioned, I had my sixth infusion yesterday. Today I'm just dealing with little bit of pressure behind my left eye and a little bit of pain. But other than that, I feel okay. And there's not really any like swelling. In fact, this is all pretty saggy. Um, the primary things I deal with now, as far as like side effects or just ongoing issues with the thyroid eye disease, are like the blurriness comes and goes. It's not. It doesn't just like stay. It'll like be blurry in the morning, and then when I get up and start moving around, it'll get a little better, and then it'll get blurry again. And if it gets really bad, I can't drive. I'm just kind of stuck. I feel a little isolated because of it, and it's I don't know. I don't like it, but I know there are people out there with this disease that are in worse states than I am, and I'm grateful that I've been able to have access to the medications and to the medical care that I've needed to kind of help me deal with this and still be able to do what I need to every day as much as possible. Um, the last couple months have been a little rough because I've been trying to balance out my thyroid medication again with everything else, and that like every day is just kind of it's just like a roller coaster. I've upped my Armor thyroid to like 210 milligrams, so that's been a bit of an adjustment. I was really great for a while, but now I'm back to just feeling tired all the time. Like even right now, I just want to curl up in bed and go to sleep for the next 4 months. So um, all in all, I'm doing okay. The side effects of the medication, um, I don't feel like I am having a lot of issues with that. I don't notice a lot of, other than like the general like feeling of like being cold, or again, being just tired all the time. I do get some muscle cramps in like my feet and my calves at weird times, but that goes away pretty quickly, and that can also be caused by dehydration. So, but it's also a common side effect of the medication as well. So overall, I'm doing okay. Things are beginning to balance out, and I'm just trying to maintain um, maintain this feeling of like at least feeling okay, because it's really difficult each morning to figure out how much energy I'm going to have and what I'm going to be able to accomplish with that little bit of energy. And once it's gone, it's gone. Then I just want to like crash out, or I need more coffee. I just feel like I'm dragging all the time. So right now I'm working with my doctors to figure that out and see what I can do to feel better, because I just feel like ever since I had my total thyroidectomy a couple years ago, I've just not had a point where I've felt the same, or I've felt like okay or balanced. It's always very much imbalanced. Like it's either a really good day or an okay day. I haven't had any like real great days. I haven't had a period where I felt like balanced out. So that's really that's really about it. Don't have a lot more to say, but please let me know if you have any questions. And thank you guys for watching.